has never been better. Caitlin Clark has captivated, motivated, and elevated the game. And tonight, one last dance on her home floor in front of her home crowd. Her most famous two-step has already made a mark. Her legacy reaches a much larger footprint. Welcome to the NCAA Championship presented by Capital One. It's the last waltz at Carver Hawkeye for the woman from West Des Moines whose childhood aspirations have been realized, representing Iowa in record-setting fashion. Tonight, the top scoring team in the country faces a stingy West Virginia defense. The winner moving on to the Sweet 16 to face Colorado. Then tonight, for the last time, the folks in Iowa City say hello to Caitlin Clark. And we welcome you courtside. I'm Beth Mullins, along with Stephanie White and Holly Rowe. So glad you could be with us on this historic night at Iowa. The winner of this one moves on to the Sweet 16. And Stephanie, in the midst of all this madness, perhaps most important for the Hawkeyes and Caitlin Clark will be maintaining their focus.
Staying away from the emotion of the fact that this is the last time for Kate Martin, for Gabby Marshall, for Caitlin Clark, and a community that has embraced and rallied around this group to witness the greatness of their homegrown superstar inside of Carver Hawkeyes.
And she is the most reliable player, brought to you by Xfinity. Here's what she did the other night.
Well, there was frustration early. Caitlin Clark struggled from the floor early in the ball game, particularly in that first quarter. You can see the frustration, but she got her teammates going. They rallied around her, and when she finally saw the ball go through the bottom of the net, there was nothing that could stop her turning it on in the second half to the tune of 27 points, 10 assists, and 8 boards.
Yeah, Holly Rowe, what an impact she has had here.
Well, think of all the magical moments that have happened here in Iowa City. It started at the football stadium where 55,000 plus came to see Caitlin Clark and her Iowa teammates setting a new NCAA attendance record. It went on and on across the country. 33 of her 35 games have been sold out, and all the records that they have set here on this floor, this is the last go-round. But Lisa Bluder has told her team today, don't think about the last. We cannot. We have to be mission-focused tonight and tell everyone in America what Iowa women's basketball is really about.
Home whites for Iowa and road blue for West Virginia in this 8-1 matchup. The Hawkeyes, the overall #2 seed in the tournament, behind undefeated South Carolina, and immediately a foul drawn by Caitlin Clark on J.J. Quinterly.
Well, the Mountaineers are going to come with heavy pressure getting into the space of Caitlin Clark. She continues to stay aggressive, and you're going to see they can switch the matchup. Not just one or two players are going to get their hand at guarding Caitlin Clark.
It's Lauren Fields to start out on this possession. Clark tries to get to the rim, draws contact, no foul, and Quinterly will push the other way. The Capital One starting lineup for West Virginia as they knock down their first bucket. Quinterly and Harrison, both all Big 12 performers. And this is what they hang their hat on right here, their defense. Amongst the best in the country, Stephanie, in takeaways and steals.
It's what they do. They force you into turnovers to the tune of almost 24 a ball game, and 2 quick buckets for Kaya Watson.
They watched the first-round game the other day. Holy Cross was right there with Iowa and causing some turnover problems in the first quarter before the Hawkeyes were able to settle in.
Already the third different player matching up with Caitlin Clark.
Off the skip pass, they get it in to Hannah Stokey, and then right back out to Clark. Logo 3 attempt is off the mark. And out of bounds to West Virginia. There is Lisa Bluder, now in her 24th season. They won the Big Ten tournament again for the 3rd year in a row. Last season, the Hawkeyes all the way to the national championship game, falling to LSU.
Hawkeyes staying in their 2-3 zone. Watson
picking it back outside. 5 on the shot clock. They'll try another 3 off the mark. And a shot clock violation. Mark Kellogg's Mountaineers, 25 wins in his first season. Amongst active coaches around the country, his win percentage is in the top 10. They are an at-large selection out of that Big 12 conference. And he has had the luxury, Stephanie, of using the same starting 5 all year long. It's an experienced group working together, and they've already forced 2 turnovers.
Well, he came into this program and had a healthy mix of returners and new players, and he got them to blend together quickly, and they have not looked back.
West Virginia able to get back defensively. A falter. And the first bucket for Iowa.
One of the keys for the Hawkeyes is going to be to make sure defensively that they are solid. West Virginia wants to get into their full court pressure, but it's off of a made bucket, not off of misses. So you got to get some stops.
Boy, a lot of threes early from West Virginia, and that has not been a part of their game plan throughout the season. They only make 6 per game.
No, and it's exactly what Iowa wants. They're playing this 2-3 zone, going to try to force contested shots from the three-point line, and there is Caitlin Clark knocking down a big one.
First bucket for Caitlin Clark in her final home game at Iowa. Another one from outside, and West Virginia has knocked down a couple triples early. That's Kylie Blackston. And after the make, it allows them to set up their full court press. And another foul drawn by Caitlin Clark. So that's the second already committed against her. And that is one of the big keys to the puzzle this year for Iowa. Unfortunately, Molly Davis, their backup point guard, is still out with an injury. They're hoping if they can win tonight, she might be available in the Sweet 16.
And especially thinking about a team like West Virginia, who really likes to full court press and turn you over. Having another ball handler like Molly Davis would have been a nice luxury to have.
Well, obviously for West Virginia, they want to be physical. They want to get a body on Clark all over the court and really make her work at both ends. Here is Caitlin. Fields is on her defensively.
This is the West Virginia team that has elite on-ball defenders. They are 4 to 5 deep.
And an offensive foul called on Clark. Who wanted the faking call on that?
And you see just a push-off right there. The extension is what is going to get it. Fields does a good job of establishing herself. It's been a physical ball game to start.
Is that going to be a foul called here on Iowa? Diving for the loose ball. They're going to say that was a falter getting tangled under the legs of Quinterly. And that's a huge call because that could have been the second on Quinterly.
Yeah, it is, and it looks like a falter is right there and almost has possession of the ball when Quinterly comes on top of her. It's going to be important for the Hawkeyes to maintain composure. We talked about it early in the ball game on Saturday as Quinterly knocks down a 3.
Wow, this is big for West Virginia. If they can be consistent shooting those, that's their 3rd triple already. Peyton Martin drops it off for Starkey. Count it. And a foul.
Anna Starkey's a difference maker. She did not play the second half on Saturday against Holy Cross, was not feeling well, but she's a difference maker. She can match up on the interior inside. She can get out and run the floor in transition. She's had big games throughout the course of the season. They're going to need her production on the interior.
First foul on Blackston, and the 3-point play for Starkey. first substitution for Iowa. Kylie Feuerbach, the junior out of Sycamore, Illinois, will check on. Four and a half minutes gone, and West Virginia, a strong start against the #1 seed. They've hit 4 of their 7 shots. 3 of them have been triples, and Clark able to tip that to herself. Caitlin calling for it. Now it's Kaya Watson on her defensively. Good read, finds the shooter. Stokey, offensive rebound. Back out to Marshall. No. Quinterly. Oh, able to regain control by the rim for the lay-in.
What a play by J.J. Quinterly. It's able to corral that loose ball.
Clark steps behind the screen and hits.
Well, that's pretty solid in warm-up. She wasn't missing a lot.
Had to be about 75% from all over the floor.
And you know the frustration from that first-round matchup against Holy Cross that Caitlin Clark was going to come out locked in and ready to go.
On the run, Stokey. Lefty lay-in. Harrison off the bounce and off of her leg, out of bounds. Iowa shooting its way back in it, all even at 13.
Caitlin Clark locked in and ready to go here tonight. Can't go under that screen. She hits the big 3, and then in transition, this is where the Hawkeyes can kill you. Hannah Stokey gets the 2.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Hey, there they are. Boiler up, Stephanie White. You're 99 national champions. And still the only Big Ten team to do it. As we check out tonight's Need to Know, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Ooh,
Yeah,
it's been ouchie so far for the Big Ten.
And, you know, we were on a 25-year anniversary Zoom podcast call last night,
Wow.
reminiscing about those days.
Oof. How about that? Oh, Purdue 22 to this Iowa 22 tonight. Caitlin Clark.
And this feels like a little bit of kindred spirits. The way the community has really embraced this team. Same thing happened to us at Purdue as well on our national title run. And the Hawkeyes certainly having those aspirations.
That coach looks familiar too, by the way.
A little bit, right?
The pick, the roll, O'Grady. Of course, Carolyn Peck, who's going to be on the calls with us for the regional rounds. 2 regions in 2 sites next weekend with Albany and Portland. Winner of this one is headed to Portland. Regional number 2. Here's Quinterly running with Jayla Hemingway, who walked. Excuse me, to Albany. Regional 2. That's the 3rd turnover here for West Virginia.
And it's a dead ball, and you can see Mark Kellogg telling his team to get up. They don't want to allow the quick pass back to Caitlin Clark. Now she becomes the inbounder, makes it a little easier to get the ball in her hands.
Winner of this one set to face the Colorado Buffaloes. Boy, what a terrific tournament so far. It was heavy Pac-12 all year. Pac-12 getting it done again. They've already got 3 teams through to the next round. Big 12 has a couple in Baylor and Texas. What a day for women's hoops fans, starting with the All-American Hannah Hidalgo, followed by the All-American Paige Becker. So now Caitlin Clark, and stick around, coming up next, All-American freshman Juju Watkins out at USC.
Got a lot of people that are just planted on the sofas today watching hoops.
Good day for a beverage and some popcorn. A lot of reference to popcorn here and
Got to, yes. Clark.
First step to the side over Hemingway, and that's her third already. She's working with the home crowd much more tonight than against the officials, which was the case throughout in the first round.
But you can't help but feel a little bit of emotion with what's coming to an end while you're still on your journey, and Caitlin Clark certainly locked in here tonight.
Stokey rebounds the miss, and now Iowa will come across midcourt with its first lead of the night.
Another one coming here.
Clark, pass deflected, and the turnover. This is where West Virginia has to get points in transition off of a live ball takeaway.
Well, Caitlin Clark doesn't need a lot of space, and she loves the lefty step back, and she's able to create enough. That's a good contest by Jayla Hemingway. Just a better shot by Caitlin Clark.
Hemingway to the line. The good news is, in the first round, West Virginia made 18 free throws. The bad news is West Virginia also missed 18 free throws. That can't happen again tonight. But it speaks to their aggressive nature in getting to the bucket that they will want to continue this evening. Clearly got a hand in there to knock it loose. Off the crossover for Clark. Steps to her left. Offensive rebound. Martin had it. Down on the deck. Held ball will go the other way. Hey, for the fourth straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships on the road to the Final Four in Cleveland. Everybody right now chasing the undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks, who have continued to look impressive through the first couple of rounds of this NCAA tournament.
My goodness, that first half against North Carolina. They look unbeatable.
The pitch out for three. And West Virginia has cooled off.
You see right away, Kai Watson, she shot the shot. She was the near man to Caitlin Clark, went right to her. So there couldn't be a quick outlet. We've got to watch for that throughout the course of the night. Near man going straight to Caitlin Clark so she can't get out and initiate the break.
Well, they worked on trying to deny her a little bit. Martin, mid-range, good. Such an indicator, isn't it, Stephanie, how Marshall and Martin shoot it around Caitlin Clark.
It really is, and for Iowa to accomplish what they want to accomplish, getting back to a Final Four, competing for a national championship, those two have to bring it offensively every single night.
West Virginia scoreless now for the last 4 minutes. Quinterly, nice cut, denied by Stokey. Couple of blocks here in the first quarter, and Iowa can hold for one.
Right now, looks like West Virginia in the 2-3 zone, so watch for if there's an on-ball screen to trap.
Well, they try to lob to Stokey. A falter on the drive. Lefty layup, no, but a bump and a foul. Now that will be the second on Blackston.
That pass to Hannah Stokey. Talk about someone who's earned the trust of Caitlin Clark. That was a tough pass to handle. Stokey was able to save the possession, get it to a falter, and she attacks and gets herself an opportunity at the foul line. But at the beginning of the year, that pass wasn't happening. Not at this point in the game, end of quarter situation.
Just the fourth free throw for the two teams combined here in the first quarter. A falter 83% on the season. them both down. Harrison with the heave. And the Iowa Hawkeyes with the 5-point advantage. Caitlin Clark, 3 triples to get them going.
That's too much space. She's come out locked in this ball game. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. It doesn't matter how far or close you are. She's gonna knock it down, getting the crowd involved.
Time now for Get More, brought to you by Geico. And in the first round, Iowa and Caitlin Clark got it done against Holy Cross. Messed around, almost got a triple-double, a couple of boards shy of that. And so they survived and advanced, as did West Virginia. After things looked dicey in the first half, they turned up the heat in the second. Forced over 20 turnovers for the game, and that spurred them to a first-round win over Princeton. And so here we are in the second round. Sold-out crowd in Iowa City. The winner of this one is headed to Albany Regional 2 in New York State Capitol against the Colorado Buffaloes, a team that Iowa saw last year in the NCAA tournament.
A year ago, they got some familiarity with Colorado, and how about the job that J.R. Payne has done to get the Colorado Buffaloes back to the Sweet 16.
First quarter, West Virginia jumped in front 5-0, but then Iowa held them to just 10 points after that. 35% shooting for the Mountaineers. For Iowa, Caitlin Clark, 3 triples, 9 points, but they did also turn it over 5 times. And West Virginia scored 7 off of those. Clark can't dial that up, but Martin is there to clean it up. A Falter open look. They make more threes than anybody else in the country at 11 per game. And Lisa Bluter has a bunch of different shooters out there that can knock them down. And they score over 90 points per game. That's #1 in the country. West Virginia would rather they not approach that number. They want this one in the 60s or 70s.
West Virginia shot the 3-ball in the first quarter fairly well, but if you play the percentages throughout the course of the ball game, that is exactly the type of shot that Iowa wants West Virginia taking. Make them think about it, make them consistently knock down the 3-point shot, but the most important thing, particularly in the zone, rebound the basketball.
Yes. It is a negative rebound margin on the season for West Virginia, but if you're looking for indicators on how to try and hang with Iowa or beat them, you got to be able to score with them from downtown. You got to hold your own on the glass, and you got to try and keep Martin and Marshall quiet. Stokey off the mark, and it's West Virginia basketball.
You certainly, if you look at the teams that have had success with the Hawkeyes, it is being able throughout the course of a 45 or a 40-minute game to be able to score with them. You can't go in spurts. It's got to be consistent.
They have not been held under 80 points since January 2nd. They have not been held under 70 points since early December.
And this is where you got to be able to go. You can't look to outlet the ball if you're a guard for the Hawkeyes. You got to start to bring it up the floor.
4th rebound already for Caitlin Clark, and Stokey, a West Virginia defender, did not give her space to come down with the ball. And a foul on Harrison. She got into foul trouble in the first round, and now she has 2 again here tonight in the first half. Fields returns for the Mountaineers, and a collision before the inbound. First on Kaya Watson. Stokey, poor pass, ripped away by Fields. Really out trying to deny Quinterlead the ball to initiate their offense. JJ had 29 points in the first round win here on Saturday. Martin rebounds the miss. Clark head up to find a falter. The jump stop, left hand. Marshall going for the pick. That's a live ball. And Fields is able to get to it.
And it looks right now like Iowa might be in a triangle and two. Checking J.J. Quinterly and checking Lauren Fields.
Quinterly, short corner, gets it. She's got 7.
Quinterly's just so crafty with the ball. She does such a great job of getting 2 feet in the paint, finding her spots. Clark with a fade. We didn't see much in the mid-range from Caitlin Clark.
Oh, West Virginia trying as best they can to keep her over on that right side of the floor. A higher percentage of her shots does come from the left side.
You see the switch between the players that are guarding in the on-ball situations. Everybody else zoned up.
Shot clock winding down. They got a jack. Offensive rebound. And the stick back up and in. Tirza Moore with the bucket. Moore is going to get some more minutes here in the first half. West Virginia has 2 starters out with 2 fouls. One big, one guard. Starkey on the roll. Assist, Caitlin Clark. And Quinterly comes up gimpy on the left leg. May have knocked knees. And I think the officials have stopped the game to check on Quinterly.
Did they stop the game, or was it a 5-second violation? Because Kaya Watson had the ball out of bounds while Quinterly was gimping up the floor.
And now the officials are telling Lisa Bluder. And meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's trying to sneak in there to inbound. She thought it was a 5-second call.
I thought it was a 5-second call as well. That's an interesting call because Kaya Watson had the ball in her hands. J.J. Quinterly was gimping up the floor. There was not a stoppage in play right away.
I think that's the thing here. If they were going to stop it for an injury check, they should have done it right away.
Right away, yes. And Quinterly had already passed half court before the whistle was blown.
So the officials will get together because it's also possible that one official down at this end who was away from the Quinterly injury, did she in fact call a 5-second violation? Looks like they've made their decision. It's going to be West Virginia inbounding.
Iowa still in this triangle and 2.
Without Harrison in the game, she is really their lone look-to for buckets. Hemingway will try. Another offensive rebound for West Virginia. They're working on the glass. Missed layup for the Mountaineers, who have hit just 2 of their last 12 shots.
Well, you mentioned it, no Jordan Harrison, who's the second scorer. Mark Kellogg talked to us about the fact that he needs a consistent 3rd or 4th scorer. Has really been leaning on Lauren Fields. She struggled the last 10 games of the season. Has not been scoring at a high enough clip.
Clark will inbound as Harrison sits with the 2 fouls.
Good D.
Out of denial from West Virginia.
Somebody else has got to get the ball.
Lob over the top to Clark. Martin finds Marshall in a shot clock violation.
And this is where not having Amani Davis on the floor sometimes hurts you, because Gabby Marshall's not really a ball handling guard. Kylie Feuerbach's not really a ball handling guard. In that situation, Kate Martin has to make herself available. Hawkeyes now with 7 turnovers, and Lisa Bluter talking to us about it being a possession game. Taking care of the basketball is paramount.
Davis hurt late in the season. They hope that she might be able to return if they win here tonight and play next weekend. Marshall bothered that pass. Clark will take it herself. Double digits for Caitlin now with 11.
And we've talked so much about these West Virginia guards defensively. Gabby Marshall is a dog on the defensive end of the floor for the Hawkeyes. She is always going to check the best perimeter scorer.
Ball batted around and out of bounds, and Iowa will get it.
Just tremendous ball pressure by Gabby Marshall on J.J. Quinterly. The deflection leads to the steal. Caitlin Clark in transition, under control, finishing the 2. She wants the Hawkeye faithful loud in her last dance in this arena.
Yeah, guys, she's got 4 buckets, 11 points. The rest of the Hawkeyes with just 6 baskets combined. But defensively, they're holding West Virginia to just 31% shooting. And because of the turnover, Stephanie, in this game of possessions, right now it's not too bad for West Virginia.
No, it's
at
not.
their pace.
And Mark Kellogg saying we need to keep this game in the 70s for us to have a chance.
Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, keep your eye on this. J.J. Quinterly, the leading scorer for West Virginia, has come to the bench. You saw her tweak that left knee. She's come over. She's wrapped an electric stimulating machine around it. She's already suffering through a right knee injury that she's been doing extensive rehab on. This is a big development. Hopefully she is okay.
And Holly, as a result, they've had to put Harrison back into the game, number 10 in blue, with 2 fouls. Iowa didn't attack her on that particular possession, but here is Jordan now headed the other way, and now Stephanie, she becomes the first option.
She does, and she becomes the chaser right now. Gabby Marshall chasing her, Kylie Feuerbach face guarding Lauren Fields. You know, the Hawkeyes doing a good job of allowing West Virginia the shots they want them to take. Now, if I'm Lisa Bluter, I would still want my team to shore up the defensive glass a little bit better.
As Quinterly watches 29-point performance in the first round.
And the change to the 2-3 zone with the baseline out of bounds.
Here's a different look. Hemingway dives into the lane, but then lost the handle.
You see getting right to Caitlin Clark.
Now Hemingway called for the foul. Holly?
Well, it's been a special season for Caitlin Clark. What an incredible career. But I want to show you where it all started. When she was in 2nd or 3rd grade, she did this project writing out her future dreams. And how about number 1, be in the WNBA, number 2, get a basketball scholarship, and then meet Maya Moore. These are just 3 that she's accomplished possibly this season. She has had a very keen eye on what was ahead of her. She's always known what she wanted to do, and all of those dreams are coming true.
Yeah. And the singular accolades that continue to pile up. She's always been team-oriented first, and that national championship is still the one goal that's out there, out in front.
And we were looking at that list the other day, and she quite possibly is going to be accomplishing every single one of those goals.
I think the Bernese Mountain Dogs are within a range. And the lottery, well, winning the lottery.
I think she's won the lottery.
Good point. Very good point. Well, this second quarter has become a grind.
Well, and you knew it would be. I mean, this is exactly what West Virginia does to teams They make you grind it out. They force you to play a little ugly.
Shot clock winding down. Baseline drive is good. Kaya Watson. And it's a two-point game with 2 minutes to go here in the first.
We talked about this early in the ball game. If you're the Hawkeyes, you've got to have production from Gabby Marshall and Kate Martin. Got to get them involved on the offensive end.
They have taken 3 shots combined in this first half, and West Virginia can tie it up or take the lead. For the lead. Weak side, a Falter tracks it down. Clark off the hesitation, the spin. Stokey in traffic. It'll stay at this end.
My goodness, it's physical in there.
West Virginia has held Iowa to just 6 points in this second quarter. On 3 of 10 shooting. Clark turns it over. After 9 points in the first quarter, just 2 here in the second for Caitlin. Travel. 1 minute to go here in the first half. Winner moves on to the Sweet 16 in Albany. This the final home game in the careers of Caitlin Clark, Kate Martin, Gabby Marshall. Here's Martin, corner 3. Iowa just 3 for 12 from downtown. Here comes the double at Harrison. She's able to dribble out of it. Shot clock winding down. And a foul from behind on Marshall. That's just the first foul of the quarter on Iowa. Only 3 for West Virginia. Quinterly will come back on here, perhaps to handle the decision about the final shot as Clark departs.
And Iowa going right back into the triangle and 2. Going to try to keep Harrison and Quinterly from getting a touch.
They're going to have to hustle. Corner 3. That's an offensive rebound. And the second chance, no good. They were not able to get the ball to Quinterly, but Iowa will take the lead into the locker room, 26-24. Holly has Coach Cooter.
Well, Coach, scoring became difficult in the second quarter. What did West Virginia change, and what must you change?
We got to make better passing decisions right now. We have 9 turnovers, I think, and that's way too many for us. But, I mean, we got to use ball fakes. We got to step and meet our passes. It goes back to fundamentals right now. We're making too many, like, lofty passes that just are having a hard time getting to the right person.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Holly.
It is indeed 9 turnovers to 10 baskets for Iowa. They were held to just 6 points in that second quarter, but they still have the advantage. Winner moving on to the Sweet 16. We're at the half here in Iowa City. Let's get you back to Elle Duncan, Rebecca Lobo, and Andrea Carter in the studio. Welcome back to the NCAA Women's Championship, presented by Capital One. Iowa held scoreless for nearly the last 5 minutes of that first half, and West Virginia keeping things close against the 1 seed, the Hawkeyes, with the 2-point lead. Courtside with Beth Mullen, Stephanie White, Holly Rowe with us as well. The story of that first half was the defense for West Virginia, very disruptive.
It was. They dictated because of their defense. They kept the possessions exactly what they wanted. They slowed the ball game down. They were very aggressive and physical.
All right, let's take a look now at Fueling the Run, brought to you by Wendy's.
Well, we talked about the physicality, being disruptive, getting in passing lanes. This is what West Virginia does. They force 24 turnovers a ball game. A great job of getting into space, of forcing ball handlers other than Caitlin Clark to bring the ball up and down the floor. You see the level of physicality. Iowa is a rhythm offensive team, and what West Virginia has done is kept them out of that rhythm with their physicality.
Today's game track brought to you by Invesco QQQ, last year's National Player of the Year, and the Honda Award winner, Caitlin Clark, leading all scorers with 11 points. Let's revisit what Mark Kellogg told his team pregame, which has been prescient.
Y'all are a close-knit group. You always have been. Well, guess how tight we need to be tonight. Tighter than ever. If it ain't going our way, tighter. If it ain't going our way, tighter. If it's going our way, tighter. And stay together, stay together. It's our 130 people versus 15,000. And let's go. All right?
They have indeed kept it tight in their circle, and they've kept it that way on the scoreboard. 20 minutes to go. Iowa and West Virginia for a date with Colorado in the Sweet 16 in Albany next weekend. Mountaineers, the first possession of this third quarter. Holly Rowe.
Just listening into West Virginia's huddle, there's a lot of belief. They want to really work the ball screen, get their guards involved. J.J. Quinterly, as you can see, is back out after tweaking that left knee. The players broke the huddle with 20 more minutes, they believe.
Quinterly will take the first shot. Well, they've also watched some tape of the last 2 second-round games for Iowa. A loss to Creighton here 2 years ago, and a nail-biter of a win over Georgia last year in the second round.
You know, the first 3 or 4 minutes of this quarter are going to set the tone. So West Virginia has to come out and continue to impose their will on the defensive end of the floor.
Hawkeyes, the overall #2 seed behind South Carolina. The undefeated Gamecocks have already advanced to the Sweet 16. They will be in the other regional, Regional 1 in Albany.
And if you're the Mountaineers, you don't want to get caught falling for the trap of continuing to shoot threes, right? That is exactly the game plan for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Yes, you made 3 early in the ball game, but it leads to runouts like this. And Iowa didn't get it directly off of transition, but able to work Caitlin Clark inside, create the contact, and finish the N1.
She draws the second foul on Quinterly. Caitlin Clark has been talking all week about being businesslike, just going out and having some fun, playing with her friends 1 or 2 more times here at home, and not shying away from the pressure, which is really the way she's been living her life the last 4 years here. And a reach-in foul. And just what we thought after they really let these 2 teams play in the first half, quick whistles here in the second.
And that's the 3rd foul on Kylie Blackston. You know, her presence on the interior has been big. But yeah, that first half was incredibly physical.
Yeah, there were only 6 combined free throws attempted in the first half. I'm guessing considerably more in the second. Gets it back to Clark. Marshall, who only attempted 1 shot in the first half. That one a little off balance, but they'll get another look.
And we talked at halftime about the lack of offensive rebounding for the Hawkeyes. Hannah Stokey's gotten in there these first couple of possessions.
Yeah, they only had 2 the first half. Matched it early here. Stokey slips the screen, pitches it back out. Martin fields rebound.
Kate Martin's got to find a way to get going. Get you a couple of easy buckets if you can.
Harrison, nice burst, and the dish to Blackston.
Jordan Harrison is so quick, that first step.
Knocked out of Clark's hands from behind.
She was saddled with those quick early 2 fouls, and it is important to have her on the floor because she can make plays like that.
Stokey looked like she was expecting the inbounds pass.
She still seems a little bit out of sorts.
She only played 10 minutes in the opening round due to illness as Clark hits her 4th triple of the night. And again, urging on the crowd in her final home game here.
And West Virginia not going to be any hurry in the quarter court.
Finley pulls up. That last 3, by the way, for Caitlin Clark, her 180th on the season as she continues to add to her NCAA record.
Well, she's going left, and if you're the person that's guarding that handoff, you've got to be up there and help your teammate out because she doesn't need that much time or space.
It's the range, it's the scoring, over 3,000 points, the passing, over 1,000 assists. She's close to 1,000 rebounds in her career. And a little bit of everything.
And the mentality of wanting the ball in your hands in those moments.
Marshall gets the puppy set. Around and out. A falter. Falls right into her arms.
So 2 offensive rebounds the entire first half. Already 3 in this third quarter.
Timeout. West Virginia. Iowa in front of West Virginia. This standing room only crowd. And oh, hey, look, there's Claire Kittle, who played here at Iowa. And then, of course, George, that jersey is tight, George. And one of the legends, Nancy Lieberman, in the house, a Hall of Famer. They called her Lady Magic when she was growing up playing in Queens, New York. A national champion, one of the all-time greats. If you were to start your all-time starting 5, Caitlin Clark would be on this list right here with these legendary point guards.
Now, this isn't your all-time starting 5, right?
No,
that's just your point guards. Okay.
I get to choose
1 or 2 from them. Okay.
And Caitlin.
Yeah.
And no, Diana Taurasi is not a point guard. She is not. No. Maria Conlon was the point guard on those great UConn teams. She'd probably start at the 2. UConn, by the way, winner again today. They have advanced to the Sweet 16. And a date with Duke, the big surprise so far in the tournament. A 7 seed upsetting Ohio State. Deep 3. Clark! Largest lead for the Hawkeyes. Loose ball, Marshall has it. Clark calling for it. Stokey on the pass a little bit behind her, but they'll draw the foul.
Hey, but Hannah Stokey is doing a heck of a job on the offensive glass in this third quarter. She was quiet in the first quarter. She gets an offensive rebound. She saves the possession. Terrific extra pass. What the Hawkeyes do best. And no one within 15 feet of the best shooter in the country.
The follow through for the fans. Her 64th home game. They're 53-10. And for her, Marshall, and Martin, their 131st starts together over the last 4 years as Stokey draws a foul, and now they are starting to add up on the West Virginia stat sheet. Braxton just left with 4, and that one's on Moore.
And it's about sustainability. Can you sustain the level that you have to play at on both ends of the floor to keep up with the firepower of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now, they're not playing a perfect ball game, not getting production from a lot of different players yet, but it's starting to wear down on the Mountaineers.
What you got for us, Holly?
Well, I talked to Hannah Stolke. You know, she was coming off the bench last year because of the great Monica Sonano, and she's had to come front and center, and she has risen to the occasion. 47 points in the game this year, 25 in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game. And in the second half here, ladies, she's got 8 rebounds, 4 of those offensive. She said, I just have to believe in how good I really am, and we're starting to see that right now.
Clark off the pick. Martin in the trail, walked with it.
She's got to shoot that. Right now, Kate Martin hesitating a little bit, second-guessing a little bit. She's got to let that one fly.
It's a 10-0 run for Lisa Bluter's side. You know, she did some of the math on what they lost with Sonano and McKenna Warnock, and their frontline players have pretty much matched the numbers statistically from those two. More by committee this year, but nonetheless. Quitterly quiets the crowd. They needed that one.
I'd venture to say they're a little bit more versatile. They're a little bit faster paced with this group as well.
Yeah, over 90 a game, including the last 7 games in a row. This is the highest scoring team, men or women, in college basketball. Clark starting to heat up for the Hawkeyes.
Heat up and ask the Hawkeye faithful to get up, to celebrate, to be loud, to give them the 6th man advantage. This young woman is locked in and ready to roll.
Well, it's a really good sign game tonight here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Yeah, even the boys are watching. Gabby Marchall, I see what you did there. She usually shoots it real well. In March, oh, some color and lamination. The Stars indeed, a big day around women's college basketball. And look at that, they're hoping that they'll make that fly. I hope it's not that turbulent on the way to Albany if they do indeed head there for the Sweet 16. The winner of this one will get Colorado in the next round. As you check out the accolades for Caitlin Clark.
It's been a little turbulent in this ball game.
It has been. West Virginia scores out of the timeout and in transition for Jayla Hemingway. Approaching the 4-minute mark. And an offensive foul called on a falter. That's her second.
Just a great job by Harrison. Again, getting into space, staying disciplined, not reaching, and yes, the push-off by Sydney Falter.
12th turnover now for Iowa. Harrison, floater, and a foul. Their first free throws of this 3rd quarter coming up. Hey, the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 will get underway on Thursday. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TBS and CBS. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Women's Sweet 16 will get underway on Friday. And they're starting to get some matchup sets. South Carolina, Indiana, Oregon State, Notre Dame, NC State, Stanford, UConn, Duke.
We've seen some more upsets in the second round. I just had the one in the first.
Don't forget Juju Watkins and Southern Cal on deck. In our next game, 10 Eastern tip on ESPN. USC taking on Kansas. That's another 1 versus 8 matchup. A lot of folks think after Caitlin graduates to the WNBA, Juju's got next with this terrific freshman class around the country. Anna Hidalgo, Madison Booker, Malaysia Fawiley. Audie Crooks.
see West Virginia just staying incredibly disciplined. Making this a possession ball game, slowing it down.
Quinterly hits for three. A 9-0 run here for West Virginia to make it a one-possession game. Clark, Quinterly was able to jump out at her to deny the three. Good close out there.
And a little bit different than the first half. The first half turning Iowa over a little bit. Now just taking Iowa out of rhythm, and J.J. Quinterly knocks down a big three. But again, Iowa, a rhythm offensive team. They've become a little tunnel vision. We're used to seeing a lot of off-ball movement. The ball is continuing to flow back and forth. Right now becoming very tunnel visioned offensively.
And that is a third offensive foul called on Iowa tonight. Stokey, her first. Quinterly knocked loose. Moore tries to clean it up. And Stokey with another rebound. Her ninth. And a foul out top. That'll be the second on Watson. Caitlin Clark, just one free throw attempted so far. She is number 2 in the country in free throw attempts behind Juju Watkins. Hits on that one.
Great job by Gabby Marshall. That's an elbow ISO play. They like to run for Quinterly.
Oh, the three is good. Kaya Watson just 29% on the season. And she knocks it down. 2-point game.
Kaya Watson started the ball game off with the three. Knocks down a big one there.
Clark has to give it up, and it's picked off. Harrison the other way. Waiting for Quinterly to arrive, and she missed the layup. And it's out of bounds to Iowa.
They didn't get that possession, but the hustle, the effort, this is a great job. Harrison just draws a second defender, helping off a ball side. That opens up the shooter, and Kaya Watson knocks it down. This is just a West Virginia team that continues to have multiple levels of effort. They are forcing the Hawkeyes to make decisions we haven't seen them make typically in terms of turning the ball over, taking them out of their offensive rhythm. Doing a great job of staying disciplined to the game plan.
Clark, 21 points tonight. Creates some space. Offensive rebound. Martin, count it.
Caitlin Clark might have gotten away with the push-off right there, but Kate Martin in perfect position for the offensive rebound putback, and that might just be what Kate Martin needs to get herself going.
Holly?
Well, today after shoot-around, Lisa Bluter, she pulls the team in a circle. They do it after every single practice and shoot-around, and she said, you know, today I was going to have us go around the circle and talk about what we love about Kate Martin, but we're not ready to say goodbye, and I don't think we can go through the emotion of what we want to say and really do it justice and be ready to play tonight. So they're going to save it, but they know Kate Martin's value to this team.
In her 6th season here, overcoming an ACL injury and then using the COVID year. And there she is on the box out, able to tip it to Clark. Came back for another season so she could play with this group. Gabby Marshall is here in her 5th year. She wanted to stick around for one more chance to play for a championship that they were oh so close to a year ago. Final minute of this 3rd quarter. Clark off the cross into the lane, the hang and the hit.
Well, this is a great take. Caitlin Clark looks like she's going to pull back for the three, and Hemingway gets into her space, stays on balance, does a great job of initiating and taking the contact, and you see the emotion. Still emotion, yet different than what we saw on Saturday afternoon.
The 4th and 1 opportunity for Iowa tonight. Now for Caitlin Clark. Clark with 13 points here in the 3rd. Trying to shake West Virginia loose. The tip, she's got it. She'll push it.
Pull it. I thought she was going to pull that one. That was the only opportunity she's had in transition, but look, she recognized it's the clock.
Smart. Quinterly's on her.
And Harrison ready to switch off.
Clark. Martin.
Oh my
Watson fouls her with 1 second to go.
Not a smart play.
Not only the timing of it, but the fact that it is her 4th foul.
Just not a smart play. You want to contest, but just comes right across the arm of Kate Martin. And you're talking about momentum shifting opportunity right here. You contest, if she makes a tough shot, she makes a tough shot. But now that's energy, that's emotion, that can completely change the tide of this ballgame.
Just that little ecosystem right there. The recognition of time and score by Caitlin Clark and not doing it by Kaya Watson. And now Martin can get to the free throw line for a pair, 86% on the year. To bump this into double digits. In and out, and that'll do it. They've been together a long time, this group of seniors and these fans. 10 more minutes together for them in Iowa City. And a 10-point lead as we head to the 4th. Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, Caitlin Clark, 13 points, 4 for 5 from the floor in the 3rd quarter on a night when her teammates are struggling a little bit to put the ball in the hole. Number 22 is putting them on her back here in this 2nd half, and she's been outstanding. It hasn't been easy. She certainly had to work for it, but she's getting it done.
And they have opened up the double-digit lead heading into the 4th quarter. The winner gets to the Sweet 16 to face Colorado next weekend in Albany. And let's send it over to Holly Rowe.
Just listening into the Iowa huddle, and Kate Martin, the senior, they call her the glue. She said they are getting frustrated. We have to keep being aggressive, and we have to stay together right now. 10 more minutes. And Lisa Luter sat down, reminded them that West Virginia is probably going to go into the press here and to be strong with the basketball. She said they've got 4 timeouts left. They can use 1 if they get into trouble to avoid a turnover, but don't use all of them.
Thank you, Holly. The foul problems are along the front line for West Virginia, so if they do throw those traps that they use so effectively against Princeton, they may be able to apply some of that heat. Want to get it close here down the stretch and really try and put some pressure on Iowa, thinking about the fact that this might be their last game together. And we're told now the officials were checking that, not the last foul, but the one prior, and it's going to switch from Watson to Hemingway. Oh, to Quinterly, we're now told. So that means Watson now has 3 fouls, and so does Quinterly.
And they were talking about a foul that happened at the 132 mark in that third quarter. So
and now, of course, Mark Kellogg wants to know what's up. Quinterly continuing to play through. She's already had the brace on the right. Looked like she might have knocked knees in the first half and was out for a while with the left knee, but she fights on. The junior out of Norfolk, Virginia. That was an NCAA tournament record, by the way, for the Mountaineers. A 29-point performance on Saturday. Final 10 minutes in Iowa City. For a spot in the Sweet 16.
where are your hands, Beth? I thought you were going to catch that.
I got the best stat man in the business, Russ DeLynn, because he handles all those loose balls that come our way, and he had that one. Good job, Russ. And now the officials still checking on it looks like now they're talking about the possession error. Clark, backdoor cut, blocked from behind by Fields. Moore, back it in, Stokey, and one.
Well, after timeout, Iowa wanted to try to use the pressure against the Mountaineers, but what a play by Fields. And then on the other end, Toza Moore going to the basket. Yes, flex on him. That was a strong finish.
Moore, 62% free throw shooter. West Virginia's 3 of 4 so far tonight. Harrison takes a turn defending Clark. Double comes. She spins it towards Marshall. Stokey, pass too much on it and out of bounds.
They're really trying to get Hannah Stokey some touches down low. Toza Moore is doing a really good job on the defensive end of the floor of not letting Stokey get easy position, of pulling the chair out from underneath her when she starts to lean on her and use her body.
That's the 15th turnover for a team that averages close to 70 shots per game. They have taken 38 tonight. That's it. West Virginia's controlled the tempo. Quinterly off the bounce. Stokey with the block. That's her third. Stay at this end.
4 seconds left on the shot clock. Iowa stays in the 2-3 zone on the out of bounds. It's typically what they play.
Watson, she'll get the shot up, and it's good. A 3 on the out of bounds play for the Mountaineers.
The third 3 of the ball game for Kaya Watson. He's a player who shoots it at 29%. Stepping up big for her team. Just great individual defense. Guarding your yard.
5 on the shot clock. Clark will look to bail him out. Leans in, short. And Harrison tracks it down and heads the other way. Running with Quinterly and running into Marshall, offensive foul. Gabby was right there waiting for her. And that's her fourth.
Well, Gabby Marshall gets there. She establishes herself. And a great job defensively by Marshall. This is one of the things that West Virginia has forced Iowa to do. And while Iowa is one of the best in the country at sharing the basketball, leading the nation in assists, he's forced them to play individual basketball. They're not able to move the ball as freely as they like to. Not a great one-on-one team. They need one another. They need the movement that their offense provides, and they're not able to get that because of this outstanding defense.
They have just kept the body right on Clark all night, and now that one's called a foul on Hemingway, who gives a thumbs down. It looked like the officials saw that, let it go, as Hemingway departs with her fourth foul. Under 8 to play.
I'd like to see Iowa look for a slip on that switch one time after a timeout, maybe with Kate Martin.
Marshall, no. Watson, good rebound, weak side, and able to knock it out of bounds off of a Hawkeye.
Everybody's so consumed with Caitlin Clark coming off of those staggered screens. That second screener's open.
Three keys we talked about for West Virginia in terms of the pace. They've kept Martin and Marshall quiet. They've held their own on the glass. They're maintaining some sense of equality with the three-point shooting, and here they are right in the thick of it. Open look, Fields way off. Clark rebounds, finds Starkey. And Hannah to the line. Reminder coming up next, the NCAA Championship second round continues with another #1 seed, USC, and Juju Watkins taking on the 8 seed Kansas. All games also available on the ESPN app. In case you're wondering, the 1 seed versus the 8 seed all time is 48-1. It's only happened once, this kind of an upset. That was Boston College over Ohio State in 2006. Otherwise, the top seeds have had their way. Feuerbach stepped on the end line. Last year in the tournament, we had 2 #1 seeds knocked out before the Sweet 16.
Iowa State in this triangle in 2. And Quinley and Harrison are in the ball game. They're going to continue to dare Lauren Fields to shoot that shot.
And that's why she's 0 for 5 scoreless so far. They got to be mindful of Watson instead. Stokes got the defender pinned, gets it.
It was a little late. She had to give up her position. Mountaineers just so good at flooding that baseline. They know the baseline drive and drift is a staple of what the Hawkeyes want to do. They've taken it away all night long.
Hemingway returns with 4 personal fouls. Blackston still sits with 4. No foul trouble right now for the Hawkeyes. Clark steps back, fades, way off. Watson corrals it. Harrison will push. Last touch by Iowa. Watson. Oh, missed the gimme inside. They'll get another chance. Harrison. And Clark is bloodied there on her leg. They'll have to get that checked. Looks like they'll give her a moment to put some wrap around that. The athletic trainer there. Her 45th consecutive game with 20-plus points. That's the most in the last quarter century in college basketball. Good cleanup underneath by Harrison. And it's back to a one-possession game, under 6 to play.
West Virginia, not a team known to be great on the glass. Well, they have done a heck of a job getting extra possessions on the offensive glass here in the fourth.
That's her first basket tonight. And now she draws the assignment defensively on Clark, using the screen. Still has not knocked down a basket in this fourth quarter. Scored 13 in the third. Hemingway to tie. Got it for West Virginia. Timeout, Iowa. .5:07 to go. Get the word out. Call your neighbors. Call your friends. Heck, call your enemies. Good one brewing in Iowa City. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Thanks, Al. Tonight's Star Stories brought to you by Honda. 24 tonight for Caitlin Clark. But look at the 19 points off of the 15 turnovers for this West Virginia defense, and they've tied it up for the first time since the first quarter.
Well, they've done a great job of knocking down big shots in big moments. Kaya Watson with three, staying aggressive on the offensive glass. Jordan Harrison, and then a big game-time three by Jayla Hemingway.
Hemingway and Watson have come up big. The three-point shot not their forte, but they've hit some big ones here tonight. And defensively, they've held Iowa without a basket through the first 5 minutes. Hawkeyes are 0 for 5. A Falter drives and draws a foul. Hey, for the fourth straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships, building towards that championship game in Cleveland, Sunday, April 7th at 3 Eastern on ABC. Well, we talked about focus, right? Or how critical that was going to be. We talked about who's going to handle a pressure situation bigger. And we're down to that clutch time now in the final 5 minutes. That last foul, by the way, was number 4 on Quinterly. She joins Hemingway and Blackston with 4 each.
Well, the Mountaineers have just done a terrific job of answering runs, of quieting the crowd, of staying disciplined to the game plan, controlling possessions, controlling pace and tempo.
Watson, ball fake, baseline drive. Moore repositions herself, and they don't get the roll. Martin finds Clark, and here goes Iowa. Clark on the drive. No, Stuckey had it knocked loose. Iowa ball. Caitlin with the 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists tonight. Martin. Watson really made it tough on her. And Quinterly is there, fouled by Stolke. That's her third. Looking for the lead. Offensive rebound, Moore. And Falter punched it out.
Rosa Moore has been outstanding on the glass for West Virginia. She's taking up space inside. She's occupying Hannah Stolke. She's getting extra possessions for her team.
They trailed by 12 midway through the third, and they have fought their way back in it, and Mark Kellogg didn't like something. He calls the quick timeout. 3:44 to go.
Well, one of the things that, when you look at the numbers, the differences for the Hawkeyes in wins and losses is the production and shooting percentages of Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall. And you see the point per game is one thing, the field goal percentage, 38%, 23% from the field in their losses, and those two are going to be critical down the stretch. They got to find a way to help Caitlin Clark to put the ball in the hole.
Clark has not made a basket yet in this fourth quarter. See what Kellogg draws up here. They scored on inbounds out of the last timeout earlier in this fourth. What a job by West Virginia. They kept hanging around, and the defense forcing turnovers, taking possessions away from Iowa. And the scoring by quarter tonight for Caitlin.
This is the West Virginia team that knew that they were coming in with nothing to lose. They just needed to execute their game plan, play their game, and they have done that thus far here this evening.
Team that averages 90 has been held to 50, and West Virginia meets them there, tying it up again. Iowa 0 for 7 in this fourth quarter. Watson on Clark. Back to Caitlin. Off the bounce. And a foul.
I like the patience that time. We've not seen the Hawkeyes able to have 4 or 5 passes in a single possession very often. Good job of attacking, getting an opportunity at the foul line.
Points per game leads the country. 26 tonight. Harrison tripped up by Marshall. That'll be the third on Gabby. And the third foul on Iowa, so one more to go before West Virginia shoots free throws. Quinterly creates off the bounce.
Great execution underneath out of bounds. J.J. Quinterly's been a little quiet in this second half. That was an outstanding attack.
Clark on the drive. Rebound West Virginia and a chance for the lead. trying to spoil the final home game for Caitlin Clark and their seniors and knock them out of the tournament. Five on the shot clock. Quinterly, blocked by Marshall. A falter, gonna take it inside and one.
Gabby Marshall had a huge block in the Big Ten championship game to seal the victory for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and she does it again here on the defensive end. The closeout gets her hand on the ball. Sydney Falter didn't have it right away, but she saw the opening. Harrison going out to check Caitlin Clark, gets the and one.
Fifth one of the night for Iowa. And a Falter finishes it. Up 3, 2 minutes to go in Iowa City. Back in the zone. Flash high post. Watson pitches it outside. Hemingway's three. Rebound, Caitlin Clark.
Come on, that's got to be something on the backside right there.
Bodies tumble, fighting for position on the glass. Clark off the cross. Drops it off for Stokey, who misses it. Harrison tries to dig it out. Stays Iowa ball.
And I like this, going to the monitor, looking at the play, making sure you get it right.
Final 2 minutes here in the fourth quarter. West Virginia doing exactly what they wanted to do.
The last out of bounds is under review. The current call is white ball.
And doing it with their defense and putting the pressure on Iowa. The Hawkeyes, as Holly Rowe reported earlier, trying not to think about their last home game together and fighting for another practice in this arena tomorrow to get ready for the Sweet 16, a #1 seed in trouble.
You see right there, did it touch Jordan Harrison's hand coming out? It's got to be indisputable. The call on the floor, it looks like her hand came out of there, but that's a tough one. But it was called Iowa basketball. Yeah, right there at the end.
Yep. It's going to stay that way. Oh, it looked a lot like the exact same play in the Oakland NC State men's game the other night. Officials did a good job of getting that one right.
And now time and score and execution. You know all eyes and multiple bodies are going to be closing in on Caitlin Clark right here in this out-of-bounds play. West Virginia does not want to allow her the shot to stretch this lead. They're going to try to force it out of her hands. And for the Hawkeyes, got to be able to find someone else who can knock down a shot. But in the penalty, if you're the Hawkeyes, so stay aggressive, get to the rim, force rotations.
West Virginia does not have fouls to give. Iowa has one. The possession arrow is with the Mountaineers. Remember, in women's basketball, if you've got timeouts, you can advance to mid-court.
After review, call is confirmed, white ball.
So it stays with Iowa. 18 on the shot clock. Falter to Martin. Stokey underneath by J.J. Quinterly, and that is her 5th personal foul. Points, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists, and phenomenal leadership from her for this West Virginia team tonight to keep this thing tight and to give her side a shot. Blackston will check in. She is playing with 4. Hemingway is playing with 4. Watson is playing with 4.
And Blackston's been sitting over there for a long time. So coming in the ball game, pull. And now you think about matchups. Takes away another ball handler, so the Hawkeyes can send multiple players to Harrison.
Stokey misses the second. To go. Harrison scoops it up, no good. Stokey has it, and now into the hands of Caitlin Clark.
Trying to get it across.
And a foul called on Harrison. It's her 3rd. So Caitlin Clark, regardless of outcome in her final 45.2 seconds here, playing basketball in that Iowa jersey in Carver Hawkeye. Hits the first. This one to tie the single season NCAA points scored record, and she does it.
And McKellogg not wanting to use a timeout right here.
Harrison deep 3. Rebound Martin. And a foul called on West Virginia. Moore tangling up with Stokey.
Well, we've seen those two take tumbles multiple possessions in this 4th quarter. The physicality, you see the arms are tangled up. Stokey not able to get a hand down to stop her fall.
The foul on 33 blue is under review for a possible upgrade.
So the officials will take a look at. Goes from a personal foul to something more severe. Now you're talking about not just free throws, but a possession. With 34 seconds to go, winner faces Colorado in the Sweet 16.
Oh, you see them getting tangled up.
Both arms are hooked.
Yep, and Moore is falling down anyway, but it's the extra little bit right here. Well, Beth, I got to be honest, the last 3 possessions, we've seen something similar to this. So I don't know how you upgrade that with as physical as they've let them be down there.
Our rules analyst, our Hall of Fame official, Lisa Mattingly. Lisa, what are you seeing here?
Hey, everybody. To me, this is just a foul. I don't see anything extra. I don't see anything that would rise to the occasion of unnecessary or excessive. I think both of them are kind of wrapped up with each other, to be honest. So I think they'll stay with the call on the floor.
After review, common foul is confirmed on 33 blue.
Thank you, Cameron Inouye. Thank you, Lisa. So a couple of free throws coming up here for Hannah Stolke. Hannah's 4 of 7 tonight. The #1 seed trying to survive a serious threat here in the second round. Still to come tonight, USC and Kansas. They are already underway on ESPN. You will get you there as soon as this one is completed. One more for Hannah. 8-0 run for Iowa. And an 8-point lead, final 30 seconds. The triple team coming and a foul called.
And they had one to give. So if you're the Hawkeyes, you certainly don't want to foul in this situation anymore. No threes, no fouls. Everybody boxes out.
And for West Virginia, no J.J. Quinterly. She is fouled out of the game.
And Kaya Watson has shot the ball incredibly well. And Teresa Moore has given him a lift in this second half offensively.
Moore gets the lay-in. 2-possession game. Timeout, Iowa. And they will still have a couple left. One for West Virginia. The Hawkeyes, I think they motioned they will advance the ball here to midcourt to inbound.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to advance the ball. You just don't want to allow West Virginia any opportunities in the backcourt. You've got timeouts. So the most important thing is to get the ball in bounds. But if you can't, you have timeouts you can use.
And here for Iowa, Falter, Martin, and Clark, all better than 80% free throw shooters. As a team tonight, they're 21 for 26. Can they end this on a high note at home and continue their quest for a national championship in the Sweet 16 on the road to Albany and eventually to Cleveland for the Final Four? Last time for these folks at Carver Hawkeye to watch this incredible group of seniors led by Caitlin Clark, the best scorer in the history of college basketball. Clark flashes to the ball and is fouled. And that's the 5th on Harrison. So Clark will head to the line and needs one free throw to pass Kelsey Plum. She's already the career scoring leader. And this would give her the single season mark. For the 2nd year in a row, she's over 1,000 points in a single season.
We'll see if Mark Kellogg utilizes the timeout. No ball handlers on the floor right now. And Jordan Harrison fouls out. J.J. Quinterly fouls out.
Gets her name in the record books one more time. Timeout, West Virginia, as her family looks on. (62-54). Iowa on top of West Virginia, the 1 seed, inching closer to advancing to the Sweet 16. And so much emotion tonight, so many nerves, so much anxiety, especially as this game tightened up in the 4th quarter. And now Iowa City hoping that they can explode in celebration of this amazing senior class.
I certainly knew it was going to be an emotional time for these seniors playing their last game in Carver Hawkeye Arena. The pressure under this Iowa team to march back into hopefully a Final Four run for them. And you can see a little bit of a breath of fresh air from the family in the stands. They're breathing a little bit easier, but this is the West Virginia team that has fought and has clawed all night long.
They've still got 21 seconds to work with. But their 2 guards, their 2 top scorers are both out. Watson, who's had a big night. Long rebound to Martin, who secures it. and into the hands of Caitlin Clark. And they can, I thought they were going to be able to run out the clock, but a foul and a whistle. And Clark egging on the crowd. In full throat for the GOAT. Points tonight, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Gets them both. And the Iowa Hawkeyes survive a scare in the second round from West Virginia and advance to the Sweet 16. A date with Colorado next weekend for the Hawkeyes and Caitlin Clark. And the #1 seed in Regional 2 in Albany advances. LSU is also there on the other side, awaiting the winner of Creighton and UCLA.
Well, it certainly wasn't easy. The West Virginia Mountaineers did an outstanding job. But this is an Iowa Hawkeye team and a young woman in Caitlin Clark who put this team on her back. And they will continue to march towards their goal of the Final Four.
Showing hearts to the crowd. They have tied their program single-season wins record from a year ago, 31-4, as we send it over to Holly Rowe.
Well, Caitlin Clark, this was a tie ball game with 2 minutes left. What was the most important part you did to pull together to get this win?
I think we used our crowd, but you know, we knew we gave up a 10-0 run to start the quarter, but this team was never flustered, and I think that just speaks to our experience, and couldn't be happier for this group. I mean, we wanted to go out on a high note, our 5 seniors, these 2. It's just really special. I'm just proud of them.
Kate, you have to get some crucial rebounds down the stretch. It was hard to fight through the emotion. How did you guys get through it tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think our defense really showed up big tonight, and you know, sometimes we aren't the best at boxing out, but you know, that's going to win us games when it comes down to it. And you know, we put a button to somebody and we grabbed boards tonight, and that helped us win tonight.
What you were good at tonight was a crucial block in a crucial moment. Again, Gabby Marshall, how was your defense so crucial?
Yeah, you know, that's one thing that I always focus on, and I always bring to the team. Even if I'm not scoring, I didn't score a single point tonight, but you know what? I'm focused on the team and what we have to do to win, and anything I can do on the defensive end, I'm going to do it for my team.
As great as this has been, this incredible crowd, all of the memories, you set yet another record tonight, the single-season scoring record for the NCAA. Caitlin, how do you walk off this court knowing you've given everything you have?
I think that's exactly it. I know I've given everything to this program, same with these 2, and there's a lot to be proud of. You know, there was a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and that's what makes these moments so special, and I'm just thankful, I'm grateful, and going to soak this in with these 2.
Go do it.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
4 years together, tremendous success here at Iowa, and their work is not done. The Hawkeyes celebrate the win on their home court, and they are back into the Sweet 16 and still on the road to the women's Final Four and a shot at a return trip to the championship game. So here's a look at Regionals 2 and 3 And these games Saturday on ABC doubleheader, Iowa, Colorado, and then LSU taking on the winner of UCLA Creighton. And then the 2 games Saturday on ESPN as well. 64-54, the final. Caitlin Clark with 32 points to lead the way. For our entire crew, it's been a pleasure. Stephanie White, Holly Rowe, I'm Beth Moen. So long from Iowa City as the celebration is underway. The final time on her home court, one last dance for Caitlin Clark as we get you back to the studio.